Hello and welcome. I'm Alan Thompson, the hardest working realtor in West Volusia, and I'm joined here today with my good friend Christi Rossi. Hey Christi, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me today. I am an independent sales director in Mary Kay Cosmetics. And so what we do is we help men and women of all ages figure out what is their best skincare routine. We have glamour for the ladies, we have perfumes, we have colognes. So it's really one of those things that we just educate people on how to take better care of themselves and feel better about themselves, build up that confidence. Mary Kay has been in business for almost 57 years now, and really the whole symbol of our company is living our life in the order of faith first, family second, career third, and treating people the way that you want to be treated. And so Mary Kay Ash always said that our job every single day is just to treat people like they're wearing a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And so by blessing others, we are truly blessed in the Mary Kay business.
That's awesome. And I'm going to tell you, you really live that motto because I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm around you, you definitely make me feel special. So could you tell me, how did you get involved in Mary Kay?
It started, I've been in the business now for 12 years, and it began in Chicago, Illinois. And when I had started, it was really to look twice as cute at half the cost. That's what we call a savvy shopper in Mary Kay, because we get a 50% discount on our products. And so I had been using the products for quite some time, and my girlfriend was selling them to me, and I was struggling. I was a single mom, and I was living paycheck to paycheck at the time. And so when I told her I was really struggling to afford the products that I loved, she told me about the opportunity, and I jumped on it. And so that's really what brought me into the company. And I did that for about 7 years, and just really, if an unexpected bill came up, or I needed Christmas presents for my son, I would get to work and sell some gift baskets or whatever. But then after 9.5 years with my corporate company that I was with up in Chicago, they let me go. And I knew the potential in Mary Kay. There's more women in Mary Kay making over six figures than any other company in the world. And so I had been to a handful of conferences in those years, and I decided at that time that I was going to work my business and create it into a career.
You really have done that. You've got a great story. I know that you're sharing a video right now that I actually watched at least once and probably closer to twice because your story is quite inspirational. I think you're a very inspirational person, as a matter of fact. Do you want to share a little bit about what exactly this video is? I'll include the link in the description, but why don't you share what you're doing with this video?
Well, with this video, what we're really passionate about is just sharing the facts about Mary Kay and getting it out there, what we do, what you can get out of the business. It's really what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And the reason why we're sharing those is because there's so many people out there praying for an opportunity like Mary Kay all the time, but especially like right now, we're in a pandemic. There's people that are losing their jobs, that are now having to quit their jobs and stay home and homeschool their children. There's a lot of people out there that are looking for ways to make money from home. And so we're doing a cash giveaway just to get 100 people to listen to the facts of the business and have an honest conversation with me afterwards about it. Now, if you already have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, of course, we would say go to your beauty consultant and ask her the facts, because we're really a go-give company. So we don't try to steal customers away from anybody else. And we want to help each other grow. We fail forward together in Mary Kay. And so we genuinely help one another. If I have one idea and you have one idea, we both have one idea, but if we share them, we have two, right? And so that's the thought process with Mary Kay, is just to get out there and help one another. And so when I decided to work my business and just work the numbers, with any kind of business, it's a relationship networking type of business. You want to get people to like you. If people like me, they'll try the products and the products sell themselves. So I was told the math, how many faces I needed to wash, how many people I needed to share the opportunity with. And at this time, it was I had a very strong why of why I needed to do this, because if I hadn't, started making money with my Mary Kay business, I was going to have to go back out into corporate America. And that's just something I didn't want to do. And so I grew my faith, and I grew my my work ethic. I started putting a little bit more work ethic in there, right? And working the numbers. And from the day that I decided and really got to work and knew the formulas, it was less than 5 months after that I became a sales director and earned my first free car. Now I've been able to come off public aid. I've been able to get out of debt. I've been able to buy a home and just have more choices. We tithe more than 10% of our checks, and we're able to help more people because of what we're doing. So it's not necessarily about the money necessarily, but the money is what's opening up choices for us. And when I say us, I say me and my husband, because we do work this business together. He has his own career, but we treat this as a family business. And so we're very passionate about talking to people. Now, if everybody sold Mary Kay, we'd have nobody to sell it to. So we're not expecting everybody that listens and watches the video and has that conversation to join. But everybody knows somebody in their circle that needs an opportunity. And so that's really what we're focused on right now, is just blessing as many people as we can. And if you don't decide to start your own business, we have amazing skincare and cosmetics for you, or maybe you can refer somebody.
Thank you. So tell me, for somebody that's just starting out their Mary Kay business, or maybe they haven't even started their Mary Kay business and they're just struggling right now, what's the best piece of advice you can give to that person?
That's a great question. So I understand starting your own business, whether it's a Mary Kay business or anything else, there's fear that comes with that. The fear of the unknown. What if I fail? But I try to turn that around and go, what if you don't? What if you succeed? What if you get to where I am and you're making an executive income and you're able to make the choices that you want to make? And so the 3 pieces of advice that I give a brand new consultant is, number 1, to communicate with me. Number 2, to trust me as your mentor and your coach. And number 3 is just show up. So if you're doing those 3 things, you're going to get everything that you want out of your business, whether it be an extra $20 a week for fun money, whether it be a free car or an executive income. You're going to get what you want as long as you're willing to put in your own commitment and stick to that and be a person of your word to yourself when you say you're going to do those things and really do them.
That's amazing advice. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to put that into perspective. I'm going to take that out of a Mary Kay setting and I'm going to put that into life in general. And so what I basically heard for anybody anywhere is, number 1, find a mentor, somebody that you can trust and that you can rely on to be able to give you some good advice, some sound advice, some help. Be willing to ask them for that help, and then ultimately show up. Just keep pushing and going and doing until you find that success that you're looking for. Does that reiterate kind of what you just said?
Absolutely. We're all going to have moments of discouragement, of doubt, of just being upset, and it's okay. It's okay to feel those things. It's normal. But what's your bounce back ability? How quickly are you getting back up and doing it again? And you look at Michael Jordan, who there was a commercial many years ago that him getting out of the car in his cashmere coat and all the paparazzi, and he said, I've missed this many shots, I've lost this many games, I've failed over and over and over again, and because I get up and do it again is why I succeed. And so there's a speech that I listen to on a regular basis. I think that's part of it too, is what are you listening to, who you're talking to, kind of thing, that puts you back in that zone. I have to hear Michael Jordan say those things to remember, like, yes, I need to get up and do it again. I'm not going to let one person not showing up or canceling or quitting define my future in my business. And so as long as I continue to keep my focus where it needs to be and keep my faith where it needs to be, I just continue to grow. I just continue to bless more people. I know there's people out there that'll say yes and be excited. So.
That's fantastic. Now, let me ask, do you think that you'd be here today where you are right now had you not lost your job back then?
Well, I believe that God has a great plan for all of us. And so, I look back at when I started 12 years ago at how gung-ho I was at the beginning. And somebody said something to me at that time saying, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to hit this level and you don't have to go to the meetings. It's not required. And I let that sink in and I let it stop me from going from showing up. It got me to stop showing up. And so I look back at that time and know that I would have been where I am today much sooner, at least 7 years sooner, had I done it then. So I do believe I'm where I'm supposed to be, and that I'd be here whether it took another 9 years to lose that job or not, because I always had the passion for it. That's why I went to the conferences, even though I wasn't working the business. I knew there was potential there. I knew there was something that kept me in it and kept me paying attention from time to time. And so, yeah, I do believe that it would have happened sooner or later. And I'm glad it happened when it did. You know, it's the same thing when my husband and I were on our second marriage, and we have the best relationship. We have a blended family with 4 kids, and our paths could have crossed very easily, seeing where we grew up and who we hung out with and those kind of things. And I've said in the past, like, oh, if we had just met back in high school, like, we would never have the divorce and that. But we also know we wouldn't appreciate each other the way that we do today because of the relationships that we've been in. And we are the people that we are today because of the kids that we have with those people that we were married to before. And so there's a plan. Whether it happens sooner or later, you just have to keep going and stay positive and just know, just know that it's going to happen. And it was when I stopped looking. It really was. And I've heard this over and over, like when people stop trying to have babies, they get pregnant. I stopped looking because I had been burned so many times in relationships. I was a single mom for 14 and a half years before him and I met. And I kissed a lot of frogs. A lot. And so I'm like, oh, I'm done. No more. And here he comes. And I swear, if he had done one little white lie, we wouldn't have made it, because I had so many walls built up at that time. But, you just have to be open to the opportunity and just keep going. Yeah.
Wow. You nailed it. You nailed the advice right there. I think that best advice that we can all hear right now. And I really appreciate that. Before I wrap up, is there anything else you think that our viewers need to hear from you?
I think just to find the positives in this pandemic, because I think that there are a lot of great things coming out of it. This interview process, for one, Alan, I think that what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
You have such a heart to really want to get out there and help other people. When your business is in an uncertain time, you decide to lean into other people's businesses. And so I just want to affirm you and tell you you're amazing for even offering this. I was so touched to get your message, and that's what relationship networking is. It's not going, what's in it for me, but what can I do for you? And because you're blessing others, you will be blessed. It's the exact same concept. And I'm so proud of you. I'm proud to call you friend. I'm really glad that we got the chance to have this interview. Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry. But I really appreciate it. Your words, very kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. I really appreciate your friendship. I appreciate everything about you. You light up the room when you're in it. I can tell you that. Even if we never cross paths, when I know that you're at one of the same networking events that I am, it just makes it a much lighter atmosphere and a better place to be. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the time that you have spent with me. One last thing, just share with everybody how they get in contact with you.
Sure. You can find my website on marykay.com /BEEZ, beez, or you can reach me at 708-560-3304. And I'd be happy to drop off any kind of samples or even do a virtual appointment with you.
That's awesome. I'm going to include that information in the contact list below. Thanks again. You have an awesome day. Thank you.